Hey guys, welcome to Xbox On.
Alright guys, I've got a problem because recently I've been staying up till 3 AM every single night playing PUBG or Fortnite, and it's because I'm always like, one more game, just one more, then I'll go to bed, and then it's 3 AM and I'm still starting another game.
It's a problem, Benny, but we're here to help you. To expand Benny's horizons, we're gonna take a look at other games that once you start, you just can't stop.
Fortnite is the game that inspired this entire list. It's so addictive that it actually stops us from doing our work. Can you remember the week we ran a video on the top 7 ways to hold a HDMI cable? Yeah, that was because we spent all week playing Fortnite. Spend just one round with the game and you'll understand why we can't stop playing. This 1 vs 99 shooter nails the battle royale genre, making it incredibly easy for anyone to just pick up and play. I don't mean pick and win, of course, as shown by this footage of our producer dying. Combat is tight, the frame rate flawless, and inventory management is a breeze. It's so unputdownable that it actually made headlines on the BBC News, which is crazy for a video game. Usually, addictive stuff that makes news headlines are lethal things like chocolate and smoking, but the only way Fortnite would kill you is if you played it while your house was on fire. Don't do that. Now, the whole world is playing Fortnite and it can't stop, even when explicitly told to by a parent or guardian. And that's good news for me, as it gives me a constant stream of people to kill. And it's been said that you'll become world class at anything if you put 10,000 hours into it. So if that's the case, I've mastered Fortnite almost as much as eating and sleeping.
Just saying the words Stardew Valley makes me want to boot up my Xbox One and do one more day on the farm. Just the one. But then wait, I forgot that the travelling cart lady is around the next day. Maybe better do one more day. Whilst I'm at it, I might as well do another week, as there's a festival I really want to nail. And this is how it always goes. Stardew Valley is the king of dragging you in for just one more day. There's always another job, whether it's romancing your bay, collecting items for the community centre, or exploring the mines. Okay, so romancing your bay is more fun than mine excavation, but you never want to break the flow of farming life. I've spent hours harvesting virtual turnips, and I don't even like real life turnips, but this is your life to lead. Maybe you want to romance all the villagers, you saucy devil. Maybe you want to fish the rivers until they're empty. Maybe you just want to get blackout drunk at the saloon every night. Either way, Stardew Valley makes mundane tasks incredibly addictive. I've spent almost 300 hours living my own virtual farming life. Should I get an actual life? Nah, social interaction is overrated. I'm off to the saloon.
Monster Hunter World combines the 2 most addictive things on Earth, hitting things and collecting things. Each time you kill something here, be it an Anjanath, an Aptononoth, or Puke, you're rewarded with pelts, fangs, and scales. Hand them to the blacksmith and he turns bloody monster bits into the latest designer gear. It's more work than queuing up for the latest Yeezys, but Yeezys don't boost your elemental resistances, at least mine don't. You can order your blacksmith to make you a nice new helmet, a bit of armor, or a fancy weapon, and what's really cool is that these items resemble the creature you made it from, so you can target whatever creature you like the style of. If you think the next level colors on Puke gel with your general aesthetic, go out and smash one up. It's pretty savage to be honest, but you can kill a daddy monster, then build a sword of his jawbone to beat up the kids with. Hitting enables the collecting, and the collecting helps you to hit more. It's an absorbing loop, one helped by the fact that the monsters in Monster Hunter World respawn endlessly. It's like being given an infinite supply of pinatas to whack, no candy inside, only guts. Oh well.
By their very nature, fighting games keep pulling you back in for one more go, even if you're on a hefty losing streak because you only learned 3 combos and the guy playing as Heihachi seems to have memorized the character right down to the amount of hairs in his mustache. Tekken 7 ups the addictive ante with Treasure Battle Mode. You pick your character and start battling an endless parade of enemies until you call it a night. What makes that latter part hard though is that you're rewarded with a treasure chest for every fight. These can either contain fight money or customization items to add to characters to make them your own. Rewards start off basic but get heftier the more matches you win, with special matches thrown in to really up the stakes. You might browse the customization menus and think to yourself, well, I don't really need to turn fictional pro wrestler King into real pro wrestler Okada, or do I really need this hat for Heihachi? But when you're playing Treasure Battle, the answer is always yes. Yes, you do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got one more match. Or about 50 more. Don't judge me.
Some games are addictive because they let you live a double life. Some because they're so challenging that you can't rest until you beat them, but The Binding of Isaac keeps us up until the sun rises because it's potentially infinite. This top-down dungeon crawler uses procedural generation to randomize rooms, enemy layouts, and bosses, so you never know what you're going to get. Apart from blood, you're always going to get blood. The Binding of Isaac is nothing if not frequently disturbing. It's about a boy who flees into the monster-filled basement after his mum receives a message from God demanding she sacrifices him. And down here are a whole load of nasties. The sheer amount of real estate would be impressive if it wasn't filled with walking boils, bloody clots, and skinless weirdos. That'll lower this property's asking price substantially. Bosses are particularly grotesque. The lumps of flesh ones really bum me out. Nothing this red and moist is ever healthy. I keep playing to see how the game can possibly outdo the previous disgusting monstrosity. And yes, it never disappoints.
Next up is Viva Pinata, a direct tie with Stardew Valley for cutest game ever made about agriculture. Here, you're issued a plot of land to raise cuddly animals, but to first attract them over, you have to give them what they want. The ladybug-like Bispotti, for instance, loves a good flower, so plant a few and it will come waltzing in. Then, to make it a permanent resident, you have to fulfill another objective, like planting 3 poppies. Usually when someone tells me I have worms, I take it as bad news, but here I couldn't be more thrilled. It's exciting to continually attract new creatures, learn their likes and dislikes, and bring colour to their papery coats. And the better your garden gets, the more impressive your new arrivals. Soon you're beckoning penguins and foxes into a garden that Alan Titchmarsh, for our British viewers, or Ty Pennington, for our American viewers, would be proud of. Through Viva Pinata, I get the sense that I'd really be into gardening if I could be bothered and had a garden. The whole digging a hole, planting a seed thing speaks to me on a basic human level, and Pinata speaks to me on a basic audible level, directly into my ears, which is why Viva Pinata captures all the allure of allotments without giving you muddy knees. My name is Lydia, and I'm addicted to lovely farming games.
I've already talked about Fortnite, but I can't list the most addictive video games without covering the other love of my life, and that is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. And if you're wondering about the third major love of my life, it's my Xbox One X. I never leave it. But anyway, PUBG is a totally different take on the one versus all formula. It's slower and more methodical than Fortnite, but arguably more gratifying. I've honestly played it so much that I can see it when I close my eyes, and that's because every match is different. When you start up a game, you can choose to land anywhere across a massive map, and that changes what weapons you'll find, who you'll encounter, and sets in motion an entirely different match to the previous one. And because every opponent is a human player, it makes the competition unpredictable and challenging. They might shoot you, they might jump around in their pants, anything is possible. And the final 10 is always such an adrenaline rush that I immediately just want to jump back in and try all over again. My appetite for chicken dinners is unquenchable.
Everything in the ultra-Moorish puzzle game Peggle is designed to keep you playing. You have to fire balls at a load of pegs and take out orange ones before you run out of balls. In that simple premise lies the essence of addiction. From the spring-loaded launch of each ball to the cartoonish sound effects it makes as it bounces across each peg, few things match it for satisfaction. This is the video game equivalent of popping bubble wrap, or watching a slinky on a treadmill, or executing the perfect double backflip, all of which I can do very easily. Peggle has a lot in common with the mechanical arcade game of pachinko, which is mega popular in Japan. But there's one ace up Peggle sleeve, and that's the ending shot. When your ball streams towards the final orange peg on the board, the camera zooms in to make it all nice and dramatic, and if it does indeed hit, you're treated to the wonderful music of Ode to Joy. Which never gets old no matter how often you hear it. It's more exciting here than it is in Die Hard, and that's saying something. Every time you start a new round of Peggle, you're basically on a quest to hear that tune again, chasing that operatic dragon. Go on, give us another blast.
There's no getting away from the fact that Cuphead is a tough game. There's even a mysterious face in a lake that tells you precisely how many times you died. Yeah, thanks for that, face in the lake. But it's hard in a way that makes you want to beat it. And because you want to beat it, you're hopelessly addicted to it until you do. For me, loading up Cuphead can be dangerous because I feel like if I don't defeat at least one boss, then I've failed in life. It might take me an hour and I might screw my face up like a pug dog, but I'm beating you. Captain Briny Beard, I am beating you if it's the last thing that I do. Even when you die, there's that progress bar showing you how close you came, and the option to retry is right there. All you have to do is press A and you're back in the action, one step closer to victory. Not only are you a little wiser, but you're ever so slightly angrier too, and you can just use that anger to fuel you to victory. True, Cuphead is unpredictable when you first play it. Like, who could have seen that car coming at me like that? But now I know, and I can come back stronger and very, very wary of the car. When you finally banish that troublesome pirate, it's worth all the tears you've shed and loved ones you've upset with your alienating behavior. And by you, I mean me. Now, on to the next one. Why, hello there, Rumour Honeybottoms.
The Sims has been stealing people's livelihoods since the year 2000. What started off as simply trying to become mates with Bella Goth has morphed into something so much deeper by The Sims 4. The game's addictive nature is obvious from the start. You can waste several hours using the character creator to make identical versions of yourself and your co-presenter. See how realistic Benny is? Then it's on to obsessing over a dream house. Of course, much like real life, money doesn't come easy, and the classic wealth-bestowing motherlode cheat doesn't quite cut it anymore. It's okay, Benny can sleep on the floor. This is where The Sims gets really addictive. There's something about being in control of someone's life that makes it impossible to turn off the Xbox. There's always something you're striving for. That perfect career, marriage and babies, or having an affair with the maid and making your very own episode of EastEnders. Much like real life, if you don't take care of your Sims, they could lose their jobs, friends, and even their house, so you're constantly plugging away to keep things moving smoothly. With life aspiration goals and the fact that your Sims actually age, there's plenty to be striving for, which stops you ever reaching that off button. 18 years of pure addiction. Nicely played, Sims.
Just one more game, guys, one more game. But in all seriousness, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do make sure to let us know down in the comments below which game that you just can't stop playing. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on another video.
And make sure to hit that little bell button too so you get all notifications, and smash that like button whilst you're at it. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.